Welcome to the Community Difference Wylie. Brought to you in part by Master Networks Wylie and powered by the Difference Media, LLC. Today's show is hosted by Caitlyn Fuessel, owner of Elite Diamond Cleaning. Co-hosted by Jessica Cooper with Diesel Signs and Displays, Dallas Jones with Rementis, and Paul Fisher with Certainty Home Lending. The Community Difference Wylie was created to serve as a platform for local leaders and business professionals to showcase their expertise, values, and commitment to their community. Overall, the podcast aims to create a stronger sense of community in North Texas by highlighting the often overlooked or unnoticed good work being done by local leaders, businesses, and professionals. So sit back and relax as our host, co-host, and their guests share inspirational stories, experiences, thoughts, and insights about being a professional, along with the opportunities for our businesses to serve our communities in very special ways. Because the Community Difference Wylie starts now.
Hello, everybody. Happy Thursday. Almost Merry Christmas. We're right there. We're coming around the corner. I hope you're having an amazing morning. Happy Thursday. It's almost Friday too, so that's exciting. But we're super glad that you're here and have joined us this morning. We have a really amazing show. We've got some powerhouse guests that are going to be on this morning. Our lovely co-host, as always. But if you don't know me, my name is Caitlyn Fuessel. I am the owner of Elite Diamond Cleaning. We service the Wylie and surrounding areas, and we are residential and commercial cleaners. So if you ever need anything for your home or your office, we would absolutely love to serve you. And we are expanding. So most of the DFW area we can service now at this point. So we'd love to be a part of your family, take something off of your plate, and serve you. But enough about me. We're super glad that you're here this morning. I want to shine the spotlight on our amazing co-hosts. So why don't we go ahead and bring those on, and they're going to tell you a little bit about who they are. Hello.
Good morning.
Hello. Hi, Jess.
Hello.
Long time no see.
I know. It's been too many minutes.
It's been too many minutes. So for
I'm
everyone
still underdressed because of Dallas's jacket.
Yes. I have my Santa sweater on this morning, so I was trying to. So if you hear jingle bells, that's what it is.
You need to turn the lights on, Dallas.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's right. Get the lights on, Dallas.
Let's get the lights. There, is that better, guys?
Much better.
You win best dressed.
All right. So for anybody who doesn't know, we had
Yes.
our Master Networks chapter meets on Thursday mornings at 9 a.m. here in Wylie, Texas. We normally meet at 121 North Ballard Avenue, but this morning we actually did something a little bit different. It is the most wonderful time of year. It's Christmas time, and so this is a tradition we did. We did the same thing last year. We did it again this year, where we basically go to a local business and we do a breakfast or lunch with them, and we each bring an incredible amount of cash, and we bless a server with a generous tip along with our meal, and we break bread and have a great time. So our chapter president, Brittany, sent out a message and said, "Hey, we're also going to do ugly sweaters." And I'm like, "Oh, okay, that's cool." And so here we are.
Yeah. So before we introduce, I think it's super cool. I've never been a part of anything like this. So we met at Country Club Cafe, and they were super busy this morning. And so you could see in the beginning, they were pretty stressed to seat us. I think we ended up having like 25.
I think like 28. I think 28 was the last count.
Yeah. And so people just kept walking in. We tried to take RSVPs, but we just kept having people walk in, and their eyes were getting bigger and bigger. But at the end, we had a $400 tab. So we tipped on that like normal. And then we gifted our two servers $2,100. And there were tears, there were adult language, because they were like, you've got to be kidding me. Like, no way. And they were like, we need a minute. And so they went out back, and they came back, and they were like, you do not know what this means. And so I just got chills like talking about it. And so it was really special just to be a small part in that. And it was a really cool morning. So just puts things in perspective. So
I've been so stressed for time here. We're always on deadlines, and I almost didn't go, and I'm really glad I did, because those ladies, they made me tear up.
Yeah, no, I was sitting there and I was like, Hold it together, Caitlyn. Hold it together.
Oh yeah, and those cinnamon pancakes, the cinnamon roll pancakes will put a tear in your eye too. It's like,
Yes, they will. So plug for Country Club Cafe. Here they are. You should go if you haven't been. You should go there. So
I know we're thankful that DJ didn't finish his because we all got a bite. So yeah, they're pretty unbelievable.
Community pancake.
Yes. So if you're not a part of a community who doesn't share pancakes, then you should come visit us.
That's right. Come to Wylie.
So, alrighty, we'll go around, introduce who you are, and then we'll go from there and introduce our amazing guests. So, take it away.
All right, who goes first? I guess
ladies first, Jessica.
Ladies first. Come on, Jessica.
Good day, everyone. So I'm Jessica Cooper, and owner of Diesel Signs and Displays. We specialize in visual identity systems, which is just a fancy way of saying we do all interior and exterior signs. We do trade show displays, monument signs, channel letters, any branding, anything for storefronts. Give us a call. We would love to help you. So.
All right, Dallas. Oh, me? Okay. So I'm on the top square. Well, my name is Paul Fisher. I'm a loan mortgage guy for Certainty Home Lending. So I do residential. Of course, we'll do investment properties. So your first home, your second home, your vacation home, or if you got investment properties, we can do that as well. So I'm licensed, not only in Texas, but in about most of the states in the southern region. So from Texas to Florida, and got a few other states. So if you're looking at other houses in other states, then I can probably help you out as well. But excited to be part of this show and part of Wylie, with the Chamber of Commerce, and of course our Master Networks group has been a big plus as well, especially this morning. Servers and it's restaurant life is hard and the business is hard, and a lot of times you're away from your families, and so that really made it special for that for those two ladies in there, and we are very appreciative of it. So it was great.
Oh yeah, and I'm Dallas Jones, the founder and CEO of Rementus. We are a local computer repair company, and we also do digital preservation. If you don't know what digital preservation is, we take old film, photos, videos, tapes, all that, and convert them into a digital format so that they don't collect dust in your attic. You actually get to enjoy it and share it with your friends and family.
Love it. So y'all are my amazing co-hosts this morning. So we're going to go ahead and bring on your guests, and we'll do the same order. Go ahead and introduce your guests and who they are, and we'll go from there. So bring them on. Hello. Hello. I love it. All right.
I'll start here. Kendra West, she's here with At the Ready, and I'll let her discuss what they do there. But she is a dear friend of mine. I love this woman, and as soon as I had an opening in the schedule, I knew she'd be a great guest to have on. So, welcome to the show, Kendra.
Thank you.
Welcome. Tell us a little bit about yourself and your business and your background, just a snippet, because we'll get into more here in a little bit, just enough for people to come back and hear more.
Awesome. Well, I grew up in Garland, so Wylie was just right up the street, and Lake Lavon has been something that was my fondest memories from childhood all the way through all my adult best memories happen to be around the lake. And the Ladylike shop, the ski shop in downtown Wylie, that meant we're going skiing every year. So as an adult, I've lived here now for about 15 years, and it's home. It's home, and I love it. But how I ended up where I am now with At the Ready,
and some clients and things going on. I did not know you were coming here.
I didn't either. So what do you want me to do?
I sort of a table in the back.
Just ignore it.
Yeah, just keep going.
Just ignore it. I am sitting in front of a sign that says A&P Designs At the Ready, and I've been I found this company back in May of 22, and have been a enormous fan of it ever since. So we are a local company here. Actually helped them move in from a home base into this particular manufacturing facility that we're in right now. I did not become an employee of the company until July of this year. But I have used the product ever since. So we have a patent for a carry specific, I have to be very careful with words, a carry specific mount that you can use on a bedside table, under a desk or counter. Of course, your vehicle is where you are most vulnerable, and I'm sure that's what we'll talk about more here in a little bit. But first and foremost, at the ready is our parent company is A&P Designs. So we are a design company. As an example, we have 3D printers, walls and walls and racks of 3D printers. So if you can think it, we can print it. So if this particular thing is a CCTV camera ring that goes inside a camera for a local Wylie company, we're doing 2,400 rings for them. So we are not only doing the mounts, we can do just about anything. So any kind of spare parts, we have multiple different products that we can use on these 3D printers, and it's really incredible. Got a great team for sure.
I love that. That's super cool. So I'm very excited to hear a little bit more about that. And so we're going to go to our first commercial break and kind of come back. And then we're going to hear a little bit more from our other guest on the flip side. So stick around. This guest is really awesome as well. So stick around after this commercial.
The Community Difference Wylie is made possible by Jenny Connolly with TC Roofing, Restoration and Solar. Trust TC to keep you leak-free. Jessica Cooper with Diesel Signs and Displays, the power of advertising. Juan Payon with JP Direct Health. Proactive protection, not a reactive solution. Marissa Page with Page Restoration. When the worst happens, let our family take care of yours. Allison Wilson with Community Wealth Advisors, Life Well Planned. Lynn Heverly, Realtor with Coldwell Banker Apex. Trust, knowledge, hard work, and results.
The North Texas Community Difference Wylie. Together, we can make the difference.
And now back to the show.
Welcome back. Welcome back. So we're going to go and we're going to introduce and see if we can. We're getting some feedback. But Abraham, why don't you come back on, introduce yourself, and tell us a little bit about who you are.
Well, right. Yeah, I can. In fact, yeah, I think he's muted.
Yep.
So a few little technical difficulties, but I'll introduce Abraham real quick. So I met Abraham at the Wylie Chamber of Commerce, and got to talking, and he was telling me that he was running for the Texas House seat 89, which takes care of Wylie and the surrounding areas. And it turned out we had a lot of some of the same friends in common, in the area. And so, he and I went and sat and got to know each other over at Shoemakers and had a great visit. And I thought he'd be really good on the show. He's a businessman himself, so he's a local businessman, and will be good for this topic. But running for Texas House is more of a servant position and less of a high-paying political position. So it'll be really interested to see kind of what he brings. But unfortunately, I know we're having a few little technical difficulties with his feed. But anyway, hopefully he's in there somewhere.
Yeah, it looks like we've lost him and Dallas.
Okay. Well, that's okay. The show will go on.
We've got the Christmas gremlins going on.
Yeah. So
more time for Kendra to talk.
Yeah.
Yes. So it's a Mercury retrograde also, which means problems with computers, period.
Yes. So we're going to do then really quick, we're going to do our What's Up Wylie. We only have a few things today. So Paul, do you want to go ahead and jump into that? And then we'll probably do another commercial and see if we can get our friends back on during that time.
What's Up Wylie?
We've got the Christmas gremlins at work for us. So, I'm going to first start off with something I saw. And in fact, another guy that I met through the Wylie Chamber of Commerce was Pastor Keith Spurgeon over at New Hope's Church, Christian Church. And they're doing Christmas services this Saturday and Sunday. So Saturday the 23rd at 6 p.m. And then they're doing two services on Sunday the 24th at 9:30 and 11 a.m. And so he is a great guy. I had a chance to sit with him and his wife, Susan, at the Elfin Gala, and they were just super nice people. So if you get a chance, go see New Hope Christian Church. And then our friend over at Football Field in Wylie, they are doing let me pull it up here real quick. They're doing a Christmas party, and it looks like it's going from December the 23rd into the 24th. So I think it starts at 9 o'clock on Saturday the 23rd, and they go into the 1 o'clock hour of December the 24th. So if you need church and party, then you got both.
There you go. That's super fun. Kendra, do you have any events going on for Christmas that you want anybody to know about?
Well, we have our company luncheon tomorrow, and I'm making elk gumbo.
Oh, that sounds yummy. That sounds
We are very Second Amendment friendly company. So we had our owner got an elk this year, and so I'll be making my first gumbo tomorrow in front of everyone.
That's perfect. I love it.
And a gift exchange, but it's not open to the public.
No, that's okay. So I love Paul. I love that, those things. And yay, Abraham's back. Hello, can you hear us?
Hi. I can hear you and I can see you guys.
Yay, that's perfect. All righty. Well, welcome. I know, Paul, he gave you an introduction while you were getting reconnected. So tell us a little bit about who you are, just a little snippet, and then we'll come back to you in a minute.
Yeah, sure. So I'm Abraham. I'm running for Texas House here in 89, which includes Wylie. I live in Parker, about 5-6 minutes from here, and been in this area for about last 13 years or so. Lived in North Texas almost all my life. Looking forward to talking to you about Texas House and why I'm running.
I love it. See, I think we have a really cool guest here today that's going to be really awesome. So why don't we go ahead, let's take our second commercial break, and then we'll come back in and dive into more of who Kendra and Abraham are and get to know them a little bit more. So stick around.
And now a word from a few of our amazing sponsors that make the Difference Radio, live stream, and podcast network possible.
JP Direct Health offers affordable health insurance solutions for individuals, families, and small businesses specializing in custom coverages to fit your needs and budget. JP Direct Health offers comprehensive benefits, including PPO health plans, accident and critical illness coverage, dental and vision, health matching accounts, along with telehealth at no cost per call. Call JP Direct Health today to learn more about how we can help you protect your health and your budget.
Do you want your home or office to sparkle? Then call Elite Diamond Cleaning today. From basic cleaning to deep cleaning, and using only the highest quality cleaning products and equipment, your satisfaction is guaranteed. Our team of experienced cleaners will work quickly and efficiently to clean every nook and cranny, taking care of all the details so you don't have to. With a variety of pricing options to fit any budget, you can be sure that you are getting the best possible price. Call Elite Diamond Cleaning today at 214-300-9876 to schedule a free estimate. Your home and office is a diamond. Let us get it out of the dust.
Are you looking for new or more reliable and affordable home services? Look no further than Utility Connect. At Utility Connect, we understand that every customer is different. Thanks to our partnership with The Difference, our free concierge service seamlessly shops all of your utilities and services for your home or business with one easy phone call. So what are you waiting for? Call Utility Connect today and experience the difference. For more information, give us a call at 469-414-2033 or visit us at www.utilityconnect.net/thedifference to learn more.
Are you a business owner looking to grow your company? Get fast, easy financing up to $5 million with no minimum FICO score required. Apply in 60 seconds and get funded in 24 hours. Call Jim Thomas at 214-629-7223 to talk to a financing professional today. Your business's future is waiting. So don't delay. Call now and tell him that you saw him on The Difference.
And now back to the show.
I'm going to hold the show hostage real quick, Caitlyn. And I had a couple of What's Up Wileys that I wanted to mention. One of them is for like more on my side of the neighborhood. If you're around the station, the Saxy Brass Tap, they're doing the Nightmare Before Christmas party, and that's tomorrow. And then one of our co-hosts, Jenny Connolly, she has another company called Breathe Savvy. She does breathwork sessions, and she is doing that tomorrow at Snap Fitness off of Country Club Road. The Snap Fitness at that location. So that's tomorrow night at 7. And that's it.
Very cool.
There you go, Jess. I love it. Thanks for taking the show hostage. You did a very good job. So
that was worth the hostage negotiation for sure.
It was pretty easy. No negotiations at all. I don't know. She just handed it back. So it'll be okay. So alrighty. Well, as you can see, we have a lot of fun here. We love to joke around. It's supposed to be a fun show. So Abraham, why don't you give us a little bit more background about who you are? We're going to let you go first, where you started, how you got into politics, and then we'll do a roundtable. We're going to ask you some questions and kind of go from there. So I hand it over to you.
Thank you, guys. So just to give you a little bit about me, I came to United States in 1996. I was 16 years of age. I was born and raised in India. My parents are preachers, and they're still in India and doing the Lord's work. So we moved here as a family, went through the legal process, didn't cross the bridge and jump on a river or any of that stuff. But I know those are hot items these days. My family had ties to United States long before that. I have a lot of family here. So when I was about 2 years old, my dad decided that he wants to move to India. From India to United States, and it took about 14 years to get the visa, to the process and the whole thing. And we got here in 1996. I went to Dallas County Community College and Collin County Community College and all of that stuff, and went to school here. Finished my school from UNT, got an MBA from there a few years back. I'm a small business owner. We build software systems. That's what I do for a living. Then we're based out of Plano, actually in Allen now. Just moved our office to Allen. So married. My wife is a registered nurse in Plano, Baylor, and I got 2 kids, a 14-year-old teenage daughter and a 10-year-old son. So they go to Plano ISD. Yeah, been in North Texas since 1996, and this is home. And so the reason I'm running, I've been in politics for not too long. I was the county chairman for the Republican Party for the past couple of years, and before that, I was the state representative for the Senate District 8 for the Republican Party, which is called the SREC, State Republican Executive Committee man. Did that for a while. Mainly, I got into politics because the American dream that I came to in 1996 and years after that, I worked hard to make it to, buy a home, buy a car, build a family, all of that stuff that most people, an average American, spend a lot of time doing. And I see that going away from us. It's hard to for normal people to build that because the government is interfering with almost everything that we do, and our lives are at risk all the time. Especially now, we have 10 to 12,000 people coming over our border every night, and we have no idea who they are. We're not processing it properly. It's a mess. Our country has every nation. One of the major founding ideology on a nation is you have to have a border. You know where your border is, and we don't have one. And so those are the kind of things that I'm passionate about and working on, and one of the reasons why I'm running for Texas House.
Awesome.
I love that. I'm super glad that you're here and that you've been able to voice a little bit about who you are, because I think that's really important to have someone that, especially when I think about voting for someone, typically you have not had a conversation with them, or
Right.
they're not on a local podcast where they're sharing who they are, that they have 2 kids, their son and daughters and their wife, and things like that. That personability. That's not the right word, but like building that relationship with them. That's really powerful.
And Andy's broadcasting right outside of downtown Wylie, so
exactly.
I am in my car right
you're
here in downtown Wylie.
Yep.
Yes.
So the heart of the city, it's right
the heart
here.
of the city.
Yep.
Yeah. And Wylie is the biggest city in my district. In 89, this Wylie is the city. Yeah.
Yeah. No, for sure. I think that's really, so you said, how old are your kids again?
14-year-old daughter and a 10-year-old son. Yeah, they love their school. My daughter sings. She's in a choir, and now they made it to all state and all of that stuff. So I'm going to all of their practices and dropping them off, picking them up. And my son hasn't gotten into anything specific. I mean, he plays piano, but we just got him a basketball hoop. So he's tall. He's almost tall as I am, and he's practicing. And it took him 3 days to beat me on everything. So we'll have fun. Yeah,
that's so fun. I love that. So
well, I was gonna kind of tee it up since for Kendra, because she and I got to chat a little bit before the show, and she's got some really interesting things that she does over there. So I was gonna kind of tee it up and ask a little bit more about what y'all do over at A&P.
Yes. Well, aside from being a design company with 3D printers, our main product is something that we do have patented. And that is one of the reasons that, I started using this particular product in May of 22. My father was a Dallas police officer, so I have carried the majority of my life. So I have always protected myself constitutionally carried. So I never worried about getting a permit and all of that kind of the licensings and everything. And Texas is a constitutional carry state. In fact, we have 27 of our in the United States, 27 of the states are now constitutionally carry. And that is growing really fast. So when you print out that map, it's just bleeding red, and slowly, hopefully, eventually it will be full in. So either it's considered constitutional carry or permitless carry. So anyway, so I have always carried, and in my vehicle specifically, my dad really stressed upon me to be victorious, don't ever be a victim. And he taught me, unfortunately, to keep it in my center console or my purse. But the other thing he taught me was don't ever carry one in the chamber, because he knows how honest I am, that if I ever had to defend myself and use it, that I would at that point be judged. And in the judging process, I would be asked, at what point did you chamber around? And if I said 9 months ago when I put it in my center console, that is, now you're at trial and everything. So I have always carried in a neutral offensive position. Didn't technically know those words, but in my center console, it was May of 22 was the first time that I was actually challenged. And in a center console, in a zipper bag under your seat, in your glove box, in your purse, in a holster underneath a seatbelt, those are not good enough. So typically what I found out is that in your vehicle, you generally have about 2 seconds. So in that 2 second time frame, with an obstruction of a seatbelt over your carry, you can't even draw your weapon because your elbow hits the back of your seat. You have to lean all the way forward and do this. Well, after being challenged, being victorious is when I found this particular mount. So it allows me to be in a complete neutral position. My ejection port is totally clear, so I never have to have anything in the chamber. Yet it's mounted to the right of my knee. I can shove a gun out of my face chamber and be in their face in less than a second with a completely neutral offensive weapon. So it is absolutely, it's perfectly named. At the ready is a military term meaning weapon orientation. So you don't even have to look at it. After doing it 2 or 3 times when you first mount your mount in your vehicle, mine is to the right of my knee, just below my key. For 18 or 19 months now, I have not started my truck until I put my weapon in my mount. I then start my vehicle. I get to where I'm going, I put my vehicle in park, I then I lay my weapon in my lap, turn my vehicle off, and then it goes with me. Ooh, that's the word I'm not supposed to say. I'm supposed to say carry. Sorry.
Your sidearm. Well, it looks like it'd make a great stocking stuffer.
It's an incredible stocking stuffer because we can customize them too. And
I saw Caitlyn over there like nodding up and down, like I think Parker needs to do some last minute shopping.
They're pretty cool, and they can design for whatever carry that you have. So you let them know, and they 3D print it to fit whatever weapon you have.
I have a question.
Yes.
How quickly can you get me one?
Oh, I'm actually, if I moved this banner, you would see our warehouse. We are fully stocked and we have almost 300 different mounts at the moment. And being weapon specific or carry specific, if it is one that we don't have at the moment, we still can make it for you. You just might have to wait a little bit longer. But when it comes to 1911s, any kind of Canics, Berettas, we have a Beretta 92 series, which I mean that took us almost 2 years to make. It is every Smith and Wesson, you name it, we've got almost 300 of them. So yep,
that's really cool. So I grew up, both of my parents are licensed to carry, and then when everything came out constitutional, I had just turned 21, and I was like, yes. So most of the time, most people don't expect it out of little old me, but I'm almost always carrying.
And their warehouse is right here in Wylie, which I think is really cool.
That's really cool. Yeah.
We have so the reason I didn't work for the company, I started carrying, or I started using this the minute that I found it.
Mm-hmm.
And retired. I was doing gun and knife shows for them on the weekends. So just traveling. In March of last year, I divorced here in Wylie. So found myself single. In May, bought a camper and a truck and just started traveling around. And I could do the gun and knife shows on the weekends with this product. And it was perfect. And that's all we did. Well, in May of this year, we got our patent. So it took us 14 months to get our patent. And now that we are patented, and our patent is that your ejection port is clear with the retention rails, so nobody can copy our product now. And it is time to, we just brand new on all kinds of social media, YouTube.
They've been filming commercials for the hunting and fishing channels. And
congratulations.
We had Dennis Quaid with his Viewpoint reach out to us, and they did a whole thing on us, and that's on our website. You can watch that interview with Dennis Quaid, and it's really cool. It's been incredibly fun to watch it really start growing here in these last couple of months, which is exciting. And now we're getting into brick and mortars, and I mean, it's going to be, here we go.
Well, I just wanted to say congratulations, because whether if you're listening, you're pro Second Amendment or not, the fact that you have gone through patenting something and growing something that into a very successful business, that is a lot of hard work, sweat equity, all the things. So whether you agree or not, we can lay that aside and just say congratulations, because you've built something and put a lot of work into it. So congratulations on that.
Well, yeah, I want to say something about that too. We have 50 million new gun owners just in the last year in the United States. 50 million. And the conceal carry instructors are teaching them, I don't want to get anybody mad, but they're teaching them to carry one in the chamber. Always keep it hot.
Mm-hmm.
The common thing that I hear at, I even went to the USCCA this year. I went to the NRA this year. And everybody is like, oh, it's just a brick without one in the chamber. Well, it is, it's also dangerous. I sold a mount to a 27-year-old kid who 3 years earlier, a few days before he was signing his baseball contract, his professional baseball contract, blew his entire kneecap off, picking his weapon up from his cup holder as he was exiting his vehicle, shot his entire kneecap off of his leg. So not all of us are as trained as our police and our military. At the Ready is 100%, it was veteran designed, and we are veteran manufactured. We have several former police officers that work with us as well. So we are very, very, military and at the front, and everybody knows a lot more than I do, but I've just carried for a long time.
Yeah.
So it's just a very safe way of being able to transport your weapon in a neutral position and have it at your fingertips should you need it. So,
well, I mean, and yeah, I mean, lots. I mean, that's great information, and the fact that you're, made local in Wylie, and kind of helping the economy out. And I was going to kind of jump to Abraham, and as far as running, and supporting Wylie and your political venture and all the areas. I kind of wanted to hit this what the show topic was. With everything that we're talking about, is how do we change, or how do we innovate in a rapidly changing economy as the show topic. And Abraham, you're a businessman. I mean, you built your own business in the area, and now you're here to help people in Wylie and the surrounding areas to to kind of flourish and things like that. So kind of take me through on what you see that in your political area, and kind of what's the roadmap.
Well, I want to start out by saying congratulations to Kendra. And Kendra, you're going to be my new best friend soon, because I've got a ton of connections that I can hook you up with in this arena, mainly because I am a huge Second Amendment guy.
Awesome.
To a point that I almost feel like that, I get into not arguments, debates with my colleagues and people like that, saying the 21 is, in my opinion, is, you're asking our 17, 18-year-olds, 19-year-olds, 20-year-olds to go to battle. Yes, they have a lot more training than an average person, a lot more, but they don't have the right to defend them. So they can go to Middle East and fight the battle and come back after 6 months, 8 months, and they cannot carry in Texas. So there's a huge issue about that, and that's going to be one of the issues that I will be addressing in Texas House. The 21 and the open carry and all that stuff. It's great. It's an amazing step that Texas took. You would think all the other states will kind of follow Texas on this, but unfortunately, I think it was the 22nd or 23rd state to have this. So, Kendra, let's connect sometime offline. I've got a ton of people who would love to see this and come by your place and grab your products, and it'll be wonderful. As a small business owner, Paul, you're absolutely right. One of the things that if you go to my website, and this was not something I was thinking about talking about today, we support huge businesses as a state, as a country. Huge businesses gets a lot of tax breaks from the government, and that's mainly because they bring in a lot of sales revenue. They will bring in a lot of jobs. The problem is the bigger businesses get even bigger and bigger, which is usually harmful for small businesses. And America's economy is built on the back of small businesses. Want it or not, like it or not, it's all small businesses. And one of the things that I put it on my website is the Sweetheart taxpayer-funded deals for large corporations is actually, in the long time and the long term, it's actually bad for the state, bad for our economy. That's what California did 40 years ago. They brought in all these companies and gave them a ton of money, which is what Texas is doing today. And it came with the ideology. It came with the handout, mentality that the government built in California. And now we're doing something similar to that in the state of Texas. I mean, I'm not against having big businesses. Absolutely. I mean, majority of our citizens work at major, huge businesses, but the small business owners in Wylie, in Collin County, in state of Texas, and all over the United States, they're the backbone. They build the economy. They keep the economy moving. So one of the things as the state legislator, one of the things that I have to focus on, I should focus on, every state legislator should be focusing on us. How do we build small businesses up? How do we build opportunities so people can actually start a business? How do we cut regulations? And how do we stop the government from interfering in your business, like closing down your business, telling you you're not essential enough when there is a pandemic, things like that. It's the craziest ideas of it. we wouldn't think this would happen in Texas, in the United States 15 years ago, or even 10 years ago. We wouldn't think someone would come to your business and say, well, you're not going to be open for next 8 months because you're not essential. That is the craziest ideas. I mean, we see that in China. We see that in Venezuela. We see that in areas that are gone off the rails. But we saw that here in Texas. We saw that all over the United States. We are still seeing that from 3 years after all of these pandemic issues. We are still seeing that in some states like New York. So my pledge is to rebuild Texas economy. We are going to need to support our oil and gas industry. I'm not an advocate for them. I don't get any money from them. I'm saying that because that builds our economy. Small business owners, if you cannot start a business and survive without having to deal with all the government craziness, our economy will tank really fast. We need to be able to say, okay, to start a business, it takes very little time, very little capital, very little work, and it has to be about their idea. Like Kendra did, went and had a patent secured. I mean, that's huge for a local small business. I've dealt with patent law before in my business. It is a nightmare to deal with, to deal with the lawyers and to get it done and actually get it approved from the patent office. It's amazing. So that's the kind of things we need. And then she said, I think Kendra said somewhere between 8 months or 10 months or something like that, it what took to get a patent. It shouldn't take that long. When someone have an idea and they can do that in age of 2023 with all of the technology we have, it's easy for us to figure out if someone else had that patent already built or not. It shouldn't be that hard. So that's the kind of things we need.
It seems like that would be like a race to the finish line. I mean, like Kendra trying to get there before someone else either sees it or has the same idea. And that would be stressful.
It took 14 months start to finish.
That's
14 months. Yeah, even longer than expected. Yeah. Yeah. I have a couple of patents that I hold, and they took one of them. I didn't make it. I actually bought it. I bought the patent from another company when I bought a company. Another patent, it took me couple of years, and there was back and forth about and I'm thinking Kendra probably didn't have a lot of opposition from the patent office. If you do, it takes even longer because you had to hire a lawyer who knows what they're doing and had to send all the explanation back and forth. It could take years.
I do want to say it's not my patent. It's A&P Design's patent.
Right.
But you're the representative, so we're gonna say it with you.
Being weapon related, they did say it would take up to 3 to 5 years. Wow. So getting it in 14 was a big shock. We were very surprised.
Nice job.
So this is a good segue. We're going to take a commercial break and come right back to this topic. And I want to hear from Jess, Kendra, kind of how with y'all's business, how y'all deal with the rapidly changing economy and how you adjust and different things like that. I know, Paul, you being in real estate, that's a great topic for you. I'm sure you've got some encouraging words that you probably speak over yourself that you're like, okay, I've got to remember this. So hang on, come back from this commercial. And as you can see, this is an amazing show. So stick around, stay tuned. We've got some words of wisdom coming out. So
the Community Difference Wylie is made possible by Paul Fisher with Certainty Home Lending, Close with Certainty, Brittany Welch with Boards by B. It doesn't get any cheddar than this. Melissa Mancini, owner of Melissa Mancini Photography. Don't let your babies grow up to be JPEGs. Caitlyn Fuessel with Elite Diamond Cleaning. Your house is a diamond, let's get it out of the dust. Dallas Jones with Rementis, bringing your memories back to life. Angela Tucker with Coldwell Banker Apex, here to help you discover your real estate dreams and build wealth through all stages of life.
And by Terra Padilla with Texan Window Cleaning. Don't let dirty windows be your pane in the glass. The North Texas Community Difference Wylie. Together, we can make the difference.
And now back to the show.
Welcome back. Welcome back. So if you were listening before, you know this has been a really awesome show. So we're going into the topic of the month, which is the future of local businesses and this rapidly changing economy. As we see things go and come and pass and the ebbs and flows of how things are going, every business is affected. And we know that in businesses, you got to keep up with the times. You got to keep up with things. It's evolving into what our industry kind of is moving forward in the future of things. So, Jess, why don't you go share a little bit about your industry, the things that are kind of on your mind, and then you can hand it off.
I'm going to start off with that Mr. George probably has my vote. So he's won me over with his ideology. He's given a shout out to small businesses being the backbone. And I've always kind of thought more politicians should be small business owners, because talk about the lesson of in being efficient, streamlining whatever business or industry that you're in. And so I kind of wish more politicians would start off as a small business owner, because you definitely learn how to trim the fat right in the beginning and focus on what's most important. With us, we still offer just as much value or even more than we used to, but our costs continue to go up each time. But we definitely try to think out of the box for each and every client. We try to give them an end product that is going to still suffice what they need it to do, get their message across, but it may save them on budget too. So we're not here to take everyone's last dollar, because I know money is getting tight for them, but we want to give them a bang for their buck and make sure that they're getting their advertising message out there too. And so I always think out of the box. Sometimes I don't really know how I'm going to accomplish it or how I'm going to build it. But definitely that's what I love to do. I love the challenge for each display that we do. So, and bringing on, I'm just going to add I didn't really promote Kendra so much. I wasn't really sure how talking about weapons was going to do, but I'm loving the trajectory of the show. So yeah. I was kind of nervous at first, like if it turned into a big debate. So yes, you guys are both being awesome. So.
No, I love it so much. And Jessica, you're really creative in your side, so I can see how as things evolve, it's very much similar to my industry is, yes, as prices may increase for what it costs to clean a home or a business, but we're trying to bring more value and more of a satisfaction level when that is happening. And so that when we come into a home or a business, even if they're paying a little bit more than they used to, that they're really getting a better service. We never want it to be we just raise prices and then quality goes down. You always want to say, okay, well, we raised price so quality can go up, and that you have that ability and you're getting something better than before. So that's kind of our big thing, the thing that we're working on as things change in the service industry. So.
And as a smart business owner, we always have to look at our bottom line too. It never hurts to step back and reassess where your marketing's going or where your funds are going. And that's just smart business. Sometimes you look at your subscriptions and you're like, I haven't really been using them. So why are we paying for it? And I have the tendency to just kind of go, I don't know, to my bookkeeper when she asks me. And mostly because of Master Networks and talking to other business owners, it gets you more into that mindset of things that you should be doing if you want to be a successful business owner and always growing. So
very true. Yeah. What about you, Paul? I know, like I mentioned, being in the real estate, how are you dealing with this rapidly changing economy?
Well, thankfully, it's changing for the better now. We've had, something about, with interest rates being high, it doesn't just affect people that are, like Abraham was saying. I mean, the American dream is home ownership, especially for like first-time home buyers. And we have a number of, realtors in our Master Networks group that, kind of specialize and focus on that. But gosh, if you price them out of the bucket, I mean, with either high interest rates and everything else, it's almost, your dreams kind of get crushed. And so, you think about high interest rates for that, but then you think about like small businesses, like, if Jessica needs to go get a loan from the bank to, to expand, well, that affects that because the cost of borrowing has just got higher. And so, it just, those things affect everything. And I really think that the worst is over. And for Abraham, I mean, what I've always been saying is that, we're in a political year coming up, and no one wants to run on high interest rates. So I would expect that those things will those will soften up quite a bit as we get closer. But it's been, because I have to think of myself as a small business as well, even though I work for a company, because I just, for people like me and even realtors, it's kind of a eat what you kill mentality. So, we're right in it with the same thing, but it is refreshing to hear, Abraham, and I know some of his, colleagues feel the same way about small business. And I think that's why, even if like in my market in real estate, people want to move to Texas, and especially North Texas, and even more so places like Wylie, because, you go, I mean, it's like one of the last main streets in the state. That's a true, I mean, it's all small businesses down there. And there's not one, place that says for lease where someone could come in. I mean, they're all booked. And so things like that, and like this type of community feel, I mean, with everything that they do, on that downtown strip, and even going out to Princeton and over to Levon, I mean, people want to be in this area. And so it's a great economy to be in. And as far as real estate, I mean, there's dirt and there's houses going up and things like that. But I think Wylie will always keep the small town feel.
I agree. I think it will too. So Kendra, what have you noticed as things like progress in the economy? Do y'all have ebbs and flows, or what does that look like for you guys?
Now that we have the patent, it is kind of a growth thing for us. Doing just gun and knife shows on the weekends. That is, during the week we're manufacturing. On the weekends we're at different shows. Sometimes there was only one or two of us out. So now we've got about 7 of us that go out on the weekends. But unfortunately, this down market has projected. I mean, crime. We have in 2022, carjackings were up 500%. So it is, and 9 out of 10 of those are never recovered and are, not ever, solved. Those crimes are never solved. So, anyway, I mean, in the year of 2023, those statistics really aren't out yet, but, in the first 28 days of 2023 in New Orleans alone, there were 728 carjackings in the month of January, first 28 days. And I want to tell one of my stories, which happens to be in New Orleans as well. That's the only reason I brought up New Orleans, because I have carried my carry and my mount every time I've driven for the last 19 months. And the only time I ever charged around into my mount was in New Orleans at a stoplight. And in doing so, I had there was a person that was coming up, acted like they were crossing the street behind me, but never came out of my passenger mirror. And so I kept watching in my driver's mirror. And sure enough, he was coming up the bed of my truck. And I turned the radio off throughout this whole process. So it was very quiet. As he was about to my back window, I never drew it, but I did chamber around, and just that sound, he heard it. He stopped, he stood up straight, he turned, and he walked away or went and crossed the street. So if I had been one of those people that carried one in the chamber, I was 18 inches away from having an issue. And if I had been one of those people that carried around in my weapon fully charged, I might have had to shoot that kid. And so the fact that crime is going up, violent crimes are down, which is they're trickling down, the FBI says, but carjackings are skyrocketing. So it's just kind of an easy target. And we have, in the last probably 2 months, is when we started all of the social media and all of that kind of thing. So here, doing little things like this is going to, of course, help promote us. Collectively, we want to, we have several manufacturers. So we'll use, we're in talks with 3 major ones right now that would be, our goal is to have their manufacturing emblem right here, and they offer it along with their weapons online. So, it's interesting and it's fun and it is challenging. And, with censorship, it's almost impossible to do little videos here and there and not get flagged or blocked off. And, so it's definitely challenging, but here we go.
Well, I love that, especially being in we all remember like that building process of business. It's a totally different than the sustain or even growth time, but that very beginning where you're just getting things going, there's that excitement, that buzz. I don't know. I kind of remember that there was this feeling like I can conquer the world type thing, like those. I don't know. Because I started my business in 2019, right in the middle of COVID, like beginning of COVID, 2020 being my first full year. And I remember that I was young. I was 18 years old, and I was like, oh, it'll be okay. Like I can do this. And there was just something exciting about that building time of just getting information out for the first time and hearing it. And I don't know about you, but my friends that are watching are already texting me like, I need that information. So I probably buy like at least 3 when the podcast ends. So you'll be good, and we'll just keep sharing your name. So especially being in Texas.
And we'll make sure we'll also can make sure they got one of Abraham's signs in their yards.
Yes. Oh, I'm already texting my
absolutely Abraham
too. Yeah, I'm like, have you heard of Abraham yet? You need to go look at him. And
dude, his signs are all up and down 78. Like if you head toward that place that Juan took me to go eat, Banderos Tacos, man, he's got them over there, so they're out. You just got to get out of the house.
Well, I have to say, so I just got my first home leasing it. So Abraham, you may be the first sign that goes in my yard. I've never put a political sign out, so you may
That's awesome.
The first one. So I love it.
If you need more signs.
That's right. I was about to say, if you need more signs,
if you need them. So I think that's the really cool part is like people come on and like you were saying, Kendra, little things like this, the podcast, the power of this networking right here. You think of, well, Abraham already said, Kendra, I have a great connection for you. Jessica, Abraham, she can make your signs. These little connections are so powerful. And the power of, the power of being able to connect online with people without having to physically be in the same place. I know Abraham would be like 100 yards from each other. I don't know. Like, I'm not good with distance. You're right out on the street and I'm inside. And so I want to come out there and shake your hand after we're done. But that's the really amazing part. And so I think that's really cool. So we're going to go to our last commercial, thank some of our sponsors, and then come back in, be prepared. We're going to ask just a boatload of questions, those last little bits, and finish this show off strong because I have to say it's probably one of my favorites so far. So I absolutely love it. So, all right, stick around. Let's go to that last commercial.
The Community Difference is a new series of shows powered by the Difference Radio live stream and podcast network. This series of shows was designed to highlight the unsung heroes that call our towns and communities home. And we wanted to create a platform that brings awareness to and reminds folks of the goodness that lives within so many of us. By working with the local community leaders, business owners, first responders, veterans, schools, and citizens who want to unite with a clear and selfless purpose. The Community Difference seeks to spotlight the people, events, and activities that are producing positive outcomes, inspirational stories, and incredible experiences. In a world that is consumed with negative press, media manipulation, and propaganda, The Difference, along with many others who believe and support The Difference, understands there is no better way to make the difference than to highlight the unsung heroes that call our towns and communities home. We are currently searching for local communities to be the focus of our shows, but before we can launch a show in your community, we need your help. We need you along with local business leaders, chambers of commerces, major nonprofits, online community group leaders, networking groups, etc. to join us in making the difference in helping your community be seen, be heard, and be remembered. So, if you would like to know how you, your business, school, social media community, church, or your favorite nonprofit organization can be a part of this unique and powerful program, reach out to us today and introduce yourself and let us know how you would like to contribute and bring awareness to the amazing people, places, and events that are making the difference in the community you love. You can call us at 972-866-4596 or email us at info@thedifferenceradio.com.
And now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Welcome back. We are on the tail end of the show, and it has been spectacular. So we're going to go around, just ask some of those little bits of questions. So let's go for it. Like, anybody have any questions that they're just dying to ask?
How do we follow you, Abraham?
Yes.
Are you on Facebook, Instagram?
Sure. Yeah, I have a Facebook page. It's Abraham 4 Texas with the number 4 in the middle. The easiest is abrahamgeorge.com. That's the website. And I'll give you my cell phone number. My cell phone number is, everyone knows this, and this is the only cell phone I have. This is the same number that my daughter calls me to ask me to go get Napoli's pizza from Napoli's at Gino's and places like so. It is 469-569-0273, and that's my personal cell phone number. And a lot of people have it. Rest of you can have it. Feel free to reach out to me, text me. I don't go to sleep until around 2:00 in the morning and wake up around 7:00 in the morning. So, other than that, anytime. Yeah. So that's how you follow me. One thing I wanted to say, when Kendra said this, 700 some people carjacking in New Orleans, that's like almost 25, 26 or something in an average in a day, every day. That's crazy. And that's huge. And the fact that I don't know the numbers for Texas. I'm going to go look it up. I took some notes to see, okay, what is the numbers, and also in Collin County. So
Houston is the worst in Texas.
Houston is probably the worst, and I believe that. And Austin is probably the second worst. And I actually had an incident in Austin a few months ago. Was just walking into my hotel where I was staying, and we had an issue there. So and I didn't draw my gun, but the fact that the person saw that I have a gun as I moved my jacket just stopped him. It's like, okay, don't want to mess with this guy. Just walk away. So you're absolutely right. But thank you for doing that. And Jessica, honestly, I wished I had known you a little earlier, but I've got a lot more signs I got to print. So we'll be talking to it.
I gotta get that shameless plug in when I get a chance.
Oh, absolutely. I mean,
she did this banner.
Businesses.
The banner behind me, she did.
That's right. Yeah.
It's only one language I speak, and that's sign language. So
that's awesome. Yeah.
I do have a question for you. So if you were to give us maybe the top 3 bullet points of things that you're standing on and that the reasons that you're running, what are those 3, maybe not necessarily things that you're fundamentally wanting to change, but what are those 3 things that you're standing on while you run?
Well, this cycle, one of the major things is securing the border. We just passed a bill that has $1.5 billion. My understanding is Texas spent about $7 billion so far on the border. We need to get that money from federal government. But all of this money that we spend, it's not actually stopping people from coming to our country. It's actually making the process faster. That's not the point. The point is stop people from coming into the border. And I'm not saying don't let people in. I came here just like, most of those people are, but I came here legally. And that's a number one priority for me because it brings in fentanyl. Our kids are dying, literally dying because of fentanyl that's coming through this border crisis. We have crime rate going up everywhere, especially in Chicago and New York and places like that. So that's a major thing. Second thing is, I don't know if you guys know this, Texas House is a majority Republican, but it's run by Democrats. That's the craziest thing. And people are like, what do you mean? So the Republicans put Democrats in charge of committees that Republicans don't want to deal with. And they block all those bills that are Republican priorities. I know I'm going way too much into politics. That's a huge thing for me. We need to stop Democrats from taking control of the Republican House because that's what the people chose. They chose Republicans over Democrats, and that's the will of the people in the state of Texas today. And the representatives should understand that and do that. They need to represent the people. That's the second thing. Third thing is I really want to rebuild the economy in Texas because we have gone to a place where we good. And then now we're coming down because our trade schools are not getting the attention it needs. We don't have a good workforce anymore. In 10 to 15 years, we're going to have, we already are at a place where we have hard time finding good people to work for us, for small businesses. And in 10 to 15 years, it's going to be a lot worse. So we've got to build our school systems into a point that trade schools are going to be one of the major things. Community colleges need to have a lot more trade school type of programs in there. I know Collin College does. I mean, they have a waiting list for welders and plumbers and all those trades. So we need to be able to fund a lot more of that. That will fund the economy the way it's supposed to. So those are some of the three things that I'm working on.
I love that. Those
I
are
love the trade school because I mean, whether it's hospitality or welders or anything like that. I mean, those are those guys will never be without work. They will never be without work, and they can do really well for themselves. So
yeah, they all became millionaires when we had the snowstorm. By the way, no, just kidding. Like, we couldn't. I mean, we had a freeze and pipe burst and all that. We couldn't find anyone for like 3 weeks.
I went weeks.
Just turn the water off.
Weeks with no water.
Just turn the water. Yeah.
Poor thing.
Insane. Well, we have about 7 minutes till the end of show. So we're going to go around. Tell us again your name, the business that you're with, and how people can get connected with you, and any last thoughts that you have for the show. So this has been really, really great. So, Paul, why don't you start?
Okay. Well, my name is Paul Fisher. I'm with Certainty Home Lending, and you can always get me at my website, which is loansbyfisher.com. And I agree with Caitlyn and Jessica. This has been a great show. The best thing about it is the synergy between Abraham and Kendra.
Yep.
Trying to help each other out. I mean, it just there's a lot of commonalities, and I know we had some like technical difficulties in the beginning, but the show must go on, and it did. And I want to throw a quick shout out to Allison Wilson over at over there. She is, big supporter of the show, and she's a co-host. And thanks for letting us work out of your space sometimes. So thanks everybody.
I'd like to add, besides the technical difficulties, this is the first time I've got a co-host with Paul. So you've been rock solid through this too. So I'm glad I got this opportunity. So you guys are awesome guests. Like, you've really made this one of my favorite shows as well too. So I wish you luck, Abraham, in the election for you. And Kendra, I know you're going to keep doing what you're doing and be a billionaire pretty soon. So.
That's right.
I love it. All right, Kendra, you're next.
Oh, okay. How to get in touch with us? It is a little bit different because we refuse, being a veteran-owned and operated company, we refuse to do a .com. So that's really important on this. On our website, sorry, I'm backwards. It's at _the-ready.us is our website. So lots of people miss that .us and they're like, we can't find you. We're new on same exact thing on Facebook. I really hesitate to give out my personal cell phone. I don't answer it most of the time anyway, but my business one I answer. You've got it. You've already got it on the screen.
Yeah, we got it on the scroll.
You've got it on the screen. You're welcome to call me. The most important thing, I guess, right now is if there's anything that we can make for you or design for you, that kind of thing. We are, we have these printers and they're not always running, and we would love to get you something, get a quote. We've got wonderful people to design it, all here in-house, and let us know how we can help you to always be at the ready.
I love it. I already pulled you up. So if anyone's like a visual person like me, can you see that? That's what the holster looks like. So that's where it is, where she's talking about to the left of her knee or to the right of her knee. That's what it looks like. So I'm calling you. I have a couple of people that are already like, I need to know how much. My phone's been blowing up. So we'll get some orders in. But again, my name's Caitlyn Fuessel. I'm the owner of Elite Diamond Cleaning. We do residential and commercial cleaning. So you can get a hold of me at elitediamondcleaning.com. Submit a request. We can get you scheduled for cleaning. We are booked before Christmas, so I don't have anything. Please don't call me for that. You can call me after Christmas. We'll clean up the Christmas mess, so you can go and hang out with your family, and we'll take care of that. But we'd love to serve you. So that's how you can get a hold of me. That is my cell phone number that you can give me a shout, and I answer that during business hours. So thank you so much, Abraham. Did you have any other info that you wanted to throw in?
Not really. I just want to say thank you to all of you and hanging out with you guys. For other small business owners, that's wonderful. I don't get to do that a lot these days anymore, but this has been wonderful. I appreciate you having me.
Absolutely. We are so glad. And I know that you were Paul's guest, and Kendra, thank you so much for being Jessica's guest and getting to be a part and letting me host, and Lyndon in the background. Big shout out to him for all the hard work.
He's the Oz.
Yep. He's the Oz in the background doing all the hard work, and he is the one who created the difference that allows us to do this wonderful thing and be the difference in our community. So I hope everyone has a very Merry Christmas, and go ahead, plug in, call Abraham. No, I'm just kidding. Call him.
Yeah, the lines are open. Abraham's ready to take
lines are open.
It's time to call. Put a yard sign in your yard. I don't know. Give Kendra a call and support Jess and Paul, and just be a part of the Wylie community. If you need a place to network, we are there at Herman Marshall on Thursdays at 9. Not next week, but January 4th. So come by, hang out with us, and just be a part. So don't forget the small businesses if your last minute is shopping, and just love on one another. Leave those big tips for our waitresses. Give your family members an extra hug. Don't forget that this is the reason for the season, and let that stress fall away and have so much fun. So Merry Christmas, everybody.
Merry Christmas.
Thank you for watching today's show. If you like today's show, please share, like, and subscribe, and make sure to shop, buy, and hire in Wylie. Special thanks to all the guests, co-hosts, and sponsors of the North Texas Community Difference Wylie.
Thank you for tuning in and watching our show. If you would like to see our next show, or more shows like this one, just click the QR code and go to show schedules, or just follow and subscribe to our channels to get updates and notifications of this show, and many others like it.